Yes, people. Welcome back to another episode of L Bins. Hopefully, you guys are all doing well. A lot to discuss. We'll discuss the game against West Ham. We'll discuss maybe our rivals, Erling Haaland, and there's a little debate going online on Twitter right now about Phil Foden and if he gets back into the team, and if he does get back into the team, where does he get back into the team? So yeah, pretty interesting debate. I've been reading all the comments. It's popping off. So we'll go through that a little bit later on. Make sure you guys are smashing up the likes. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Subscribe to Nobbins as well. Link in description. Big up to Connor. Big up to Dash, Blue Moon Edits, Gurleen. Big up to Try Hard, Man City Canada, Jay Blee, Guardiola, Herbal, Itchy Gold, Mad Dog, MCFC Fan. Big up to Lauren, Rene, Rizba, Samir, Ashaz, Hydro, Jimmy Grimble. Good to see you guys. Make sure you guys are smashing up that like button. Built to Bill, family, Scotty, David there as well. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. How you doing, Bray? Top of the league? We are top of the league, right?
Yes, I think by a goal, maybe.
Yes.
Or is
Yes,
it goal scored or goal difference? I don't know.
Yeah, we are top of the league by 2 goals scored.
Nice. Yeah, doing good, of course. Yeah, start of the season well. Without some key players, which we'll get into. West Ham away is not easy to do, and the bonus of Arsenal dropping points, which is fantastic. They've already done it this early on, so yeah, lovely stuff.
Was you surprised at how well we played against West Ham? Because for me, I thought we played really, really well. Like obviously the first couple of minutes was a bit mad, but then I thought we took real control over the game, really started to dominate possession. And I was pretty impressed about the level of performance. And Kevin De Bruyne as well. I've got to speak about him because not really spoke about him too much. Like this guy does not look like a 33-year-old. Do you know what I mean? I don't know whether this injury that he had last year, obviously he had the surgery, he was out for 4 or 5 months. Has that actually done him a bit of benefit? Because he's basically had like half a season's rest. And then even when he come back, like we picked and choose where we played him, we subbed him off quite a bit as well. Like he's looking really, really fresh now as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, maybe that rested him good. Obviously, got knocked out of the Euros relatively early on, so compared to our English and Spanish players. Maybe that helped as well. And also, just like the role that he's playing in this side as well is definitely to his benefit. It's certainly a less physical role. It's more focused on his passing range and passing quality. I've likened it, to like Scholes' transformation, like the mid to late noughties. You could even say Pirlo as well when he went from Milan to Juve, or even before that. So it's just like it's about prolonging his career and getting him into positions where he's going to absolutely smash it.
Yeah, I agree. And he's the way that he's been playing this season. Like, I just think. Even like the Chelsea game, for example, where I felt like he was playing into this left mid position where he doesn't really get central. The way he's moving with the ball, the way he's moving off the ball, he looks like he trusts his body as well, which is quite a big one, right? Because we've all seen this before with other players, right? They get an injury, maybe they have some surgery, they come back and it's actually not the injury that causes them to decline. It's that the player doesn't trust the body. I mean, an example of this recently, probably Virgil van Dijk. Like he come back from his injury and just wasn't the same for a while. But now I feel like he trusts his body a lot more. It took him a while, but and now he seems to be back at his best. And Kevin De Bruyne he doesn't look like he's scared about his hamstring going again. And that is something that you see. I think Fernando Torres, another like big case of that. I'm pretty sure he had quite a lot of hamstring injuries and he didn't really look like he trusted his body. And Kevin De Bruyne does, man. So yeah, now to be fair, bro, like I can't lie, I'm buzzing with the way that we're playing. I'm watching Arsenal fans in complete meltdown already on match day 3. Liverpool are looking decent, but I still don't think they've got enough. And I'm thinking, this is our title to lose already. You know what I mean? And the next 2 games are huge, man, because if we beat Brentford and beat Arsenal, we could be 5 points ahead of Arsenal minimum, potentially a maximum of 8 points, which is at this early stage of the season is kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think that, City, I know we're only 3 games in, but based on these 3 games, City have remedied the issues of last season, not having like a right-sided presence. We've now got that with, Savio or Doku or whoever, not having a proper cover for Rodri. We've now got that. I mean, Kovacic has been doing brilliantly in that role. We've also got Gundogan. And you could even say not even utilising Haaland properly, but that's what we've done so far. Conversely, I mean, Liverpool do look good in fairness, but conversely, Arsenal, still some question marks there, I think. Again, I know it's only 3 games in, but they haven't rectified their issues of last season as of yet. There's still a lack of creativity down there left. That's not really been good enough. Brighton at times, even before the red card, got the better of them in the midfield. Focusing too much on their right. So yeah, it's looking good for City at this early stage.
Yeah, nah, 100%. I'll come to that in a minute. Also, does Kyle Walker get his spot back from Rico Lewis? Not at the moment. No way. I'm sorry.
No shot.
Sorry, and I know there's going to be people in there going, the disrespect is matter. No, it's not disrespect. It's not disrespect. It's respecting Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis right now is playing at an extremely high level. Look at the praise that Rico Lewis is getting from the media. Yeah. Who did I seen it today? Someone was speaking about him. I can't remember who it was. Like one of the pundits was speaking about him, and like they were just fucking buzzing about him and saying like this guy's insane. And like he is insane. So no, Rico Kyle Walker doesn't get back into the side.
No.
You know, he might, you know, there might be a game for him to bring him back in, but Rico doesn't get back in the side for me. Kyle Walker doesn't get back in the side. Rico starts, and at this moment in time as well, if he plays the same against Brentford, I start him against Arsenal as well, because you know I'm not at this level now where I'm like, oh, I'm proper scared about Rico playing against Arsenal. I'm not. Nah. I said this yesterday. I said this after the game. People are waiting for Rico Lewis to have a bad match. I can feel it. I can feel it. People are waiting for Rico Lewis to play badly so they can be like, told you, Walker should have played it. It's just like, bro, like he's going to have a bad game at some point because everyone has a bad game at some point. But with some City fans, I do feel like people are just waiting for him to just have a poor match.
Yeah, which is weird. I mean, the first massive test for him was Kudus, who's one of the best, wide players in the league, playing off the left on Saturday. And Rico did really well with him. Like, I can't really remember Kudus beating him too many times. I thought Lewis got the better of that battle when it came to the 1v1s. So so based on his current form, based on also the form of Walker last season, it's not even a question of who should be starting there. Not even a question for me.
Yeah, no, 100%, man, 100%. Guys, make sure you are smashing up the like button if you've not done so already. Let's get those likes up. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. But yeah, listen, I want to move it on because like I've done my shows on the West Ham game, so's Dobbins, and we kind of know what's going on there. Let's turn our attention to the Twitter debate, which has been going on this afternoon, which is very entertaining. Furthermore, yeah, we can actually have a look at like team lineups and we can maybe start to visualize what sort of teams we might see after the international break because Rodri's going to be back, Foden's going to be back, and of course we've got the Arsenal game. The Premier League match after Brentford, which is absolutely huge. Your big up to Omar, by the way, says Rodri must fight for his place. Cover is king. What's that mean? Oh, king, cover is king. Lol. Rico is a far better footballer than Walker on Foden. He has to play and play centrally. Okay, right. So let's take a look at this now. It's pretty mad, man. I've been watching this. I've been reading this, reading these tweets all day, man. So Stephen McInerney, big up Steve. He tweeted this out earlier on. Going to be interesting to see how Pep gets Foden back into the side. There's a real natural balance to it at the moment, and I don't know how he's going to do it. Now, this generated quite a lot of response, as you can see. It's at 204,000 views, a lot of quote tweets, a lot of likes, a lot of comments on it. And to be honest with you, we can't show you all the comments because there's a shit ton. But it generated a little bit of a response. One, how do we get Phil Foden back into the team? And two, does he get back into the team? Because Steve's saying the team's balanced, which I agree, it is actually really balanced. And I think for me, this is one of the most balanced teams I've seen at Manchester City for a long time. So the question to you, Dobbins, and the question to the chat is, when Phil Foden's back after the international break, because obviously he's going to be fit then, does he walk back into the team? Because will that not unbalance the team? Because for me, Brad, tell you right now, for me, he gets straight back into the team. No doubt in my mind, he gets straight back into the team.
Yeah, if he's fully fit and not ill, which he is sadly now, then for me, yes, City's best team features for Phil Foden starting. Definitely. We can have like a conversation about the specifics of his position and where does the team need to be tweaked slightly. But if we're looking at it from the perspective of we want the exact same setup, but we don't want to mess any things up. RE balance. But yeah, you can easily get Foden into this team, and the easiest, most simple swap is Bernardo Silva for him. To be honest, now I know that people won't like that, and you just did a gasp then. But in terms of like getting, but in terms of like trying to preserve that balance or whatever, then for me that makes the most sense. But you could also, for example, like where Grealish played against West Ham, he didn't. And don't shoot me because I'm the person who hates Foden out wide the most. But the way that we're setting City up, sorry, the way Pep's setting City up in these past few games is that the left winger isn't really playing at left wing. They're more playing at left central midfield, which is where we've seen like Doku play and Grealish against West Ham. So playing him there doesn't necessarily, technically playing him at left wing doesn't actually mean playing him at left wing. It means more still playing him in midfield. One of those two would also work, but there would also be a situation where I think what De Bruyne is doing right now, he can do on the right hand side. I think so. He could technically start a right back, right central midfield, and then go to right wing, and then the reverse could be there. So like Foden goes on the right central midfield instead. So there's definitely ways to get him into the team and still preserve balance. And yeah, it is a thing.
Okay, so because obviously Rico kind of pushes up now. Do you think Rodri's going to kind of sit next to Rico?
No. I think that if we're assuming that it's going to be the same sort of system, then it will be Rodri on his own in the pivot, like that's what Kovacic is doing, and it'll be Lewis slightly ahead of him, almost like as a right central midfielder, if you will. Again, I know Kovacic is having a brilliant start to the season, but Rodri's Rodri. And if Rodri's, you obviously start Rodri.
Because Kevin De Bruyne has been sort of playing in this position, and he's been playing like a left mid role kind of thing. And obviously, he gets the freedom to move over here, but like a lot of the time he's been here. So if we put Foden in, let's put Foden in this team because obviously for me, I think he's starting 100. There's no doubt in my mind. Do we sort of set up a bit like this maybe?
Yeah, well, literally. So like the 3-1-6, which is what we've been playing the past 3 games, is this team. The only difference, obviously, we'll put some wingers in. The only difference is that for this example, you've swapped out Bernardo and put in Foden. So Bernardo plays more centrally. That's where Foden would play in this setup that you've put on the screen.
And then what? Savinho.
Yeah, and then Savio or Savinho, yeah.
Savio, and then over here.
Doku or Grealish or whoever.
Let's go Grealish.
Sure.
I actually really like that Kevin De Bruyne Grealish link up the other day.
It was very lovely. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was nice. So for me, I think that I think the only way really, because obviously, no Kovacic in this one either, is there?
But, no, because you got Rodri.
Because you got Rodri back in there. Yeah, for me, I'm like, it probably would have to be Bernardo Silva that drops, which is kind of mad considering Bernardo Silva had probably one of his best games he's had for a long time against West Ham at the weekend. But yeah, to answer the question for me, guys, there's no doubt in my mind if Phil Foden is fit, Phil Foden is in this team and he starts for me. Like, I just don't see a world in which you have Phil Foden and you don't play him. Like you can't do that for me. So for me, I think I have to drop Bernardo Silva unless you play Bernardo right wing. I don't think he was particularly great last year, right wing Bernardo. I think he dropped from the treble year. But against West Ham, that was probably one of his best performances that he's had for a very, very long time, in my personal opinion. So, it would be a bit harsh to drop him. But if you want to get Foden back into the team, unless you're going to stick him on the wing, and then you run into the thing of, do we want him on the wing? We've just slagged off Southgate for 6 weeks for playing him, on the wing. And then obviously there was a game where he played him in the middle. But like we've slagged Southgate off for so long for doing that. Are we now going to just be like to Pep, oh yeah, it's fine, just stick him on the wing? And I'm not being funny as well. Like Savio's been smashing it on the wing. So you're not going to play him right wing. Savio's going to play there. The only place you could probably stick him on is on the left wing. But I don't like Phil on the left wing. I think he's ineffective. Not all the time. He will do stuff, but I feel like it's one of his most ineffective positions on the football pitch on the left-hand side. I really do. I prefer, if you're going to stick him on the wing, personally, I prefer him on the right where he can just cut in and bang it with his left foot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you are going to play him out wide, then it would be where Grealish is now, but it won't be like, for example, like against West Ham, Grealish wasn't, holding the width on the left necessarily. So often he was given license to, drive centrally. That's how like the second goal was scored, for example. So Foden could do that, probably more so off the right than the left if you were going to do that. So if you were going to play him out wide, that I'd only be happy with that is if it was done in this role where technically De Bruyne is the winger and the nominal winger actually goes to midfield, if that makes sense. That'd be the only scenario where I would be happy with that. Because again, technically the winger isn't playing as a winger. They're playing as more of a, I don't even know what it would be. But regardless, all that aside, the one that makes the most sense to me is just you swap out Bernardo and put in Foden. That just makes so much more sense to me.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think it's a tricky one because people are not going to like that suggestion of dropping Bernardo Silva, but unless I don't see what the other options are, because I'm sorry, you have to play Savio. You have to play Savio. Yeah, you really, really do. Haaland has to play. Rodri has to play. De Bruyne has to play. And in my opinion, Foden has to play. So there's only really that left wing spot. And I don't want Foden going out on the left wing. So for me, the only player that gets dropped then is Bernardo Silva. And I get it. Like, at the end of the day, we have started the season really, really strong. And, if we actually do that, that is quite, that's quite different to what we've done. We've had Kovacic, we've had Bernardo Silva in there. But at the end of the day, I do expect us to see this sort of stuff. I'd also say as well, Kevin De Bruyne's not going to be starting every game. Yeah, he's not going to be starting every game. No chance, mate. Not at his age. You know what I mean? Yes, we've just said how good he's been and he looking fresh. Yeah, that's because he's playing one game a week. When we get back from the international breaks, has he retired from international football yet, by the way?
Who's that? Sorry, Kevin?
Yeah.
I don't think he has. No. I know Gundo has. I don't think De Bruyne has, though. He hasn't announced it anyway.
What's he doing, mate? How old is he? 33. When's his birthday?
I think he's nearly 34.
So, yeah, it'll be 35 at the next time. Nah, he should just retire, man. You know what I mean? Why is he... He'll be 35 at the World Cup. Leave it, Kev. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, man. You know what I mean? I wish he wasn't going. But basically, Kevin De Bruyne's not going to be playing a game every 3 days, is it? So not going to be playing. So when he doesn't play, you can throw in a Gundogan. Yeah, you can throw Bernardo in. You can throw Kovacic in, whatever you want. But I just don't see a world in which, a player that won the Player of the Year, was instrumental in the way that we won the Premier League last year with so many crucial moments and goals. Could we just say, soz, mate? Nah. And listen, I am normally a person who's like, if you play well and got the shirt, we just stick with it. But in this particular occasion, Foden's too good, mate. Foden's too good. He's a world-class player, and I just can't see a world in which we don't start him. So yeah, that for me is who would you play if De Bruyne was being rested? Would you play Gundogan?
I think I'd change the system entirely if De Bruyne gets injured, because the main reason why this works is because it totally exploits De Bruyne's long space chance creation. I think without that in the side, it's sort of, there's not really any point in the midfielder going out to the wings, because the whole point of the midfielder going out to the wings is that it means that it gets De Bruyne away from the opposition defense, and then he can throw in those long passes. So I guess if it was going to be anyone, maybe like Foden, actually, maybe on like the other side.
Oh,
maybe, and then that might be nice. And then it would involve not playing Lewis, which a massive L, unless Lewis just played left back. But then you could have, I don't know, Stones where Lewis is, push Stones into the defence, push Gavardio to where Lewis is, but on the other side. And then you've got Foden where Lewis currently is, and then you've got the whole midfielder interchanging thing on the right rather than the left. That could be interesting as well. I think it's important to note that City won't play this system every single game throughout the entirety of the season. Well, last season we changed our system like 3 or 4 times. So it's not. It also doesn't have to be a like for like swap. This must be the thing. Like we might go back and how we played against West Ham on the final day of the season, for example, where we did have Rodri and De Bruyne and Foden and Doku and Hall and all on the same team, and it worked out fantastically well. We obviously won the league. So it's also not just as simple as that player out, that player in, because
Mm.
the team will change and the formation might change, the system might change,
Well, yeah, and that's
etc.
fair as well, because I've been saying for a long time, I think this squad here is like one of the most complete squads we've had for a long time. And I genuinely believe that. I'm not just saying it because we've started, but I genuinely believe this squad is one of the most complete squads we've ever had. Yes, we probably could have done with a backup striker in my view, but it is what it is. So yeah, I completely agree that this system is going to change. And you know, it changes every year anyway. It always changes every year. Right? When we won the treble last year, we changed. We didn't play the same system. I mean, like you say, we changed it a couple of times throughout the season. We're playing like this now, but then when Rodri comes back in, when Phil Foden comes back in, maybe he'll change the system again. Do you know what I mean? And maybe if someone picks up an injury, we'll change the system again. So, you know, for me, yeah, I just think that like, you know, these questions about is Foden gonna, you know, where does Foden get back in? It's a fair question, but at the same time, he definitely has to. He definitely does have to come into the team. We can't have a situation where our academy player, yeah, that's come through the ranks, City through and through, is on the bench. You know what I mean? That can't happen for me personally. I think he's got to play. You've got to find a way to get him in the system. And Phil Foden, for me, in my opinion, I want him close to Haaland. I want Phil Foden as close as possible to Erling Haaland, so them two can link up. And then Phil Foden's got those shots, because what happens as well, I think you've seen this against Real Madrid, is if you get Foden close to Haaland, because everyone's so occupied with Haaland, it gives Foden the smallest amount of space, but he only needs the smallest amount of space. If you remember the shot that he got off against Real Madrid on the edge of the penalty area, it's because he's just got a little bit of space, gets the shot off, top corner, bang, he scores the goal. For me, that's where I want Phil Foden, really close to Haaland, so he can link up. And if Haaland does do a knockdown or something, you know, he's got Foden. How many times do we see football matches, right, where you've got a striker up the pitch, long ball goes to him, and he's completely isolated. There's no one near him at all. And even if they do win the header or they do bring it down, they chest it down, bring it to the feet, they've got no one to pass it to because everyone's miles away. For me, get Foden as close as possible to Haaland and get them to get a little bit of a link up going. That's what I would do in this situation. But you know, he's what's that? He's got COVID or something. I think he's got COVID.
I didn't know if it had been revealed. I just know that Pep said that he's been ill, hasn't he? So that's why he's not featured for the last 2 games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Elder said KDB won't play twice a week. Exactly. He's not going to play twice a week, man. No chance. Big up to Nevan says make up an 11 of our bench players. So that's like a B team. I mean, we could do it if we've got time. And big up to Mohammed as well, says it's weird that our own fans still underrate Foden. Well, listen, this is what I'm saying. I mean, for me, there's no question in my mind when Foden comes back, he's in the team. I ain't benching this guy. No chance. I'd rather him be sold to Real Madrid, mate. He can have a fucking good career there. No way. Phil Foden has to play. Like, he doesn't do what he did last year, right? And then you just go, soz, mate. You're out the team. And yes, the team is balanced right now, but Pep's got to find a way to balance it with Foden in the team and with Kevin De Bruyne in the team. That's his job. That's his job as a manager. So yeah, now I'm with you, Mohammed. Like, you know, we can't be doing that. Do you want to do that? That's actually a pretty good idea. Do you want to do a bench?
Hell yeah!
Let's do a bench 11. Right. So
why not?
Is this our first team? I'm saying that's the first team then.
There's just a debate about Grealish and Doku, I suppose. But for the sake of argument, yeah, let's have Grealish here.
Okay, let's do the bench then. So Ortega, yeah?
Walker in goal, okay.
Yeah. Ortega. Okay. This is our bench, guys. This is squad depth FC. We need to change formation.
Yeah, preferably the same one as the last one.
There we go. Boom.
Nice.
Okay, Kyle Walker?
Yeah, he can get into this one.
Mate, I can't lie. When he come on, he give the ball away like straight away.
No, I know. It was unreal.
Bro, I was like, is this guy literally trying to sabotage? What's his problem, man? He was literally on a pitch for 10 seconds and he just give the ball away, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. He ain't getting back in the team anytime soon. John Stones?
Yeah.
John Stones. Yeah, by the way, he's going to struggle getting back in this defense at any point soon because Akanji's not doing anything wrong. Mm-hmm. Rico Lewis isn't doing anything wrong. Ruben Diaz isn't doing anything wrong. And not Josko Vardio. So he's another player who's going to struggle to get back into the team.
That's good. It's good to have this depth.
Yeah, 100%. Are we putting Ake centre back?
I suppose so. I'm just who'd be the left back then? It can't be Gvardiol, can it? Or Ake?
Okay, let's whack. Galvez, is he still here? Thomas Galvez from the academy?
Am I missing a defender?
No, we have 7. That's why I wanted to buy Thomas Chalobah and everyone laughed at me.
Oh, okay.
I went, we need another defender because if we get a couple of injuries, we're screwed. And I said, Trevor Chalobah, 25 million quid. He can play centre back. He can play full back.
I tell you who played left back against Arsenal a couple of seasons ago. Bernardo Silva.
He is on the bench.
Obviously, he's not going to play left back, but for the sake of this team, he might have to go here.
So disrespectful.
It is, but like, who else are we going to have?
Can we not change the system? You're the tactical guy, man. Create me a system.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll tell you
we'll
what.
Play
I'll tell you what we'll
back.
do. Yeah, no. Right, so. We're going to play Walker right centre back, Stones left centre back, Ake left back, and Mateus Nunes right back.
Yeah, can I just say as well, Nunes actually cooked when he come off the pitch. And then I got all these people going, LB, does he still not suit our team? Bro, he played left mid, man. What are you talking about? Like,
oh yeah, exactly, yeah.
Like,
exactly. That's what we've said. We've said before. He's not going to play centrally, but maybe he could be a winger, like against Bournemouth and Luton. That's what happens.
Exactly. And he did play well against Bournemouth. I remember when he played against Bournemouth left wing, and he played well in that game. Yeah, and he played well again. Was it Luton he played with there, do you say?
Definitely Luton for a bit. Yeah, I think Grealish got injured in that game and he came on left wing. Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah, but all these shameless fucking guys in the chat, yeah, bro, you've not done anything, by the way. Yeah, you've not cooked me. Yeah, all these people DMing me saying LB, Nunes still doesn't suit the team. I'm like, he's playing left wing, left mid. What you talking? He's not a midfield. He's not playing in his natural position. When I say he doesn't suit the team, I'm talking about in the midfield as a midfielder. Indeed. I'm not talking about left winger. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, fucking hell, I would have said keep him and play him right back because I'm actually pretty deadly serious about playing him right back. I'm fully game for it. You know what I mean? He can put a tackle in. He's quite fast. He can, sprint down the wing. Yeah, you've not done anything, chat. Yeah, you haven't cooked me just because he got an assist. As good as it was, yeah, you haven't done anything here. All right, you've not done anything. Right? Okay, so.
So for practical purposes, what we can do is if we put Nunes and basically put him into the role that Rico Lewis had, so he's technically at right central midfield, but really he's a right back for the purposes of this system.
Okay.
So he goes into the same areas.
Kovacic.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, this bench team is gonna finish top 4.
Facts, 100%.
It's crazy.
Gundogan?
Yeah, Gundo. Why not?
Gungo. Okay, Gundogan. There we go. Now we're cooking, boys. This actually, I want to ask a question where this team would finish. What's this here? Why have we got an extra player here?
We need that would be our 10. So that'll be probably Bernardo
Silva.
Or Bob. Oh no, Bob needs to go to the right, doesn't he?
Yeah, Bob right. Bernardo Silva. Yeah, I'm liking this. Yeah. Oscar Bob right side. Obviously, he's not available right now, but he will be soon, hopefully. Left side, Doku.
Yes.
Striker.
Now, what senior players do we have left?
Mobana. Signing from West.
Oh. You're frozen for me, LB. I can't hear you. Or have I frozen? Hello? Chat, can you still hear Nobbins? Is it my fault or is it LB's? Let me know. Let me know if I'm the fraud or if LB is the fraud. The chat's still coming through for me, so I feel like it's LB's fault. There you go. You see, this guy is such a fraud. Yeah, chat. What other positions are there? Because in respect of, false... Because we need to play false 9, obviously. Well, if LB's Wi-Fi's fucked, that means I'm going to disconnect. When I disconnect, it's not my fault. I just want that to be known. Yeah? I need that to be known. Yeah? McAtee false 9, that could be fun, Elder. Yes, absolutely. Nico O'Reilly. Oh my goodness me. Okay. Hello. Yeah. McAtee could be the one. Gundo false 9 and McAtee 10. Elvis, that's a great shout. I'd love to get your comment on the screen, but I don't have that power. And that's a really good shout, actually. I like that. Although I do love McAtee's small space work, in fairness. So no, I want Gundogan deeper so he can crash the box. You get me? McAtee can be the false 9. Unbelievable scenes. Yeah. Guys, spoilers. The L in LB stands for L Nobbins, as it turns out. Oh, he's back, Ella.
I definitely need to get the guy to come round and I've got hardwired in. I've got all the, yeah. I've got all the cables for the router to be hardwired in, and I need to come.
Don't worry, I locked down the stream for you. Don't worry, we carried it on.
Thank you, man.
I was like, it was like you were De Bruyne in the first half of the last season. I was Phil Foden. I was carrying the mantle until you came back from injury.
I knew you would be able to do that. I didn't hesitate once. I thought you'd have it. So, did you decide what we're doing?
Yes, the chat and I established that we want McAtee to be the false 9.
Okay. I'm kind of chill with that, to be fair.
Because realistically, there's no other senior option. We're not going to play that 19-year-old striker that we bought, because he's going to go to the EDS, isn't he? I think our senior squad is 23 players. So we need to make 20. So there's only one player missing out, and that's Nico O'Reilly. Yeah. Everyone else is having to start. So just by virtue of numbers, it has to be McAtee. But again, I like his small space work. I like that as an option. I think that's a fun team.
Where would this team finish in the Premier League?
Yeah, great question. The defense is the only issue, because technically, if it goes out of possession, Walker's a centre back, and that's obviously not ideal. But
I think goals is a problem in that team.
Yeah.
I mean, Doku doesn't score. McAtee is unknown. Bob is unknown, but I think would score.
Sorry, can we just swap around Bernardo and Gundo? Because I want Gundo to do some box crashing.
Yes, that's absolutely. Yeah, that's better.
Now I have added goals to the team.
No, you have. Yeah, defo had.
Unreal scenes. There we go. McAtee, little tidy small space link up to Gundo. Boom.
I think that finishes top 6.
I think that's fair.
Possible Champs League.
That would compete for top 5, which is potentially Champions League.
Is this top 5 including the other City team in that league, or is this City and therefore?
Let's get rid of actual City for a second, because that's not fair. I feel like.
Okay, so this is actual City.
Yeah.
So if this finishes 5th, there's 4 better teams in the league than this.
Well, Liverpool, Arsenal, definitely. Would you say
Newcastle?
Yeah. I'm probably Villa. Maybe.
That's an interesting one, man.
Spurs.
That is an interesting one. That
would
is decent.
Be competitive.
Depth. It would 100% be competitive. Yeah. And you've got some unreal ball control there as well with Kovacic, Bernardo, and Ilkay Gundogan. I think the defense is pretty chill. You got mint defense there for me, in terms of 1v1 defending, and Ortega as well. I just don't know if you've got enough goals. Do you know what I mean? But I think that's it's a good move that you put Gundogan back in the sort of box crashing role.
Yeah, realistically, it's Gundogan, and based on pre-season Bob in terms of output. So yeah, you'd need that team to for Doku to turn up. But hey, considering that's our B team, it is like back to 18-19 where we've actually got 2 almost first teams, which is lovely to see.
It's been a long time. Morbid Zayn says definitely would contend for top 4. Nak says it finishes top 4. What else people saying? Add a striker, we finish top 4. We do have Mobama, we do, but we don't know if he's going to be in this backup team. We don't know if that's going to happen. Big up to Andrew, says big up LB and Nobbins. What if Foden is like Diaz from the treble year, kind of rotated and rested until the business end of the season? I just don't think that's going to... Well, it might happen if Pep decides Kevin De Bruyne and Foden are going to be rotated between each other. And basically, we do the same thing, but just with Foden and Kevin De Bruyne. But I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be Kev's playing today, no Foden. Foden's playing today, and no Kev. I think Foden is going to play a majority of the games. Kevin De Bruyne will be the one that's rotated. But then when Foden needs a rest, obviously Kevin De Bruyne will 100% play. So I don't see that happening, man. I think he's got to be playing. I think he's got to be playing and influencing the game. So yeah, I don't think he's going to be rested, rotated until the business end of the season. In my personal opinion, I still think he's going to play. But there will be, maybe there are more games for him now on the bench. You know, at the end of the day, last season when first half of the season, Kevin De Bruyne was out for the first 3 or 4 months. So, he played pretty much every game and did a fantastic job. He got us through that period. Now Kev's back. He doesn't have to play every game, but I still think he needs to be like one of the focal points, because for me, like, this is the jewel of the Man City academy, mate. And he's an absolute unreal baller. And we have to start treating this guy, with the respect that he deserves and start playing him and pushing him. Like, you see what Real Madrid do with Bellingham. Yeah, you see what Liverpool do with Trent. I don't think we really do that as much with Foden, guys. I can't lie, man. We like him. We rave about him. But, there's too many people, in my opinion, just happy for him to be on the bench and like stuff. So I don't want to do that. I want to be playing him. I want Phil Foden to be that guy to, be the heart and soul of the City team, because he is City through and through. He's from the local area. He's a City fan. He's come through the academy. He's been in the City system since he's 5, 6, 7 years old. Like, you got to cherish these guys, man, because these guys know what it means to play for the club. They know what it means because they're City fans and they've been at the club for so long. So for me, there's no doubt in my mind. If he's available, you put him straight back in the team. And if it unbalances the team, so be it. Pep Guardiola's job to sort that out. That's where I'm at with it, bro. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that I think this is taken as read, but of course he will have to perform to the level we know he's capable of performing. Like, he in the same way that any player, you do have to earn your spot in the team. But if our starting point is, has he earned the right to be, to be forced, not forced isn't the right word, put placed back into squad almost immediately, then yeah, he has earned that right, because based on what happened last season, of course, he's earned the right to get into it, and then he's obviously got to earn his spot once he's been given that place. But that's the same for any player, to be honest. Like, no player realistically is going to be able to drop stinkers or whatever and Pep not take them out. But there's no doubt in my mind there, if Foden performs to similar levels as last season, then of course he must start. He must.
100%. Right, before we wrap up, bro, we must do some Erling Haaland prop and PR.
That's the best striker in the world right there.
He's the best striker in the world. He's one of the greatest finishers the game's ever seen. I put that out there right now. Am I wrong?
Objectively, you are correct. In terms of goal scoring, R9, Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, in terms of like the years, the age they were at, and the where Haaland is now, and the trajectory, no one comes close to Haaland in terms of like the age he was at and the goals he was scoring.
You know what? That's mad, actually, bro. That's crazy. You know what, Elder? I have a stat. I don't know if you guys have heard this stat, right? I'm going to tell you this stat, yeah.
It's a good stat.
And it's crazy. I don't know why people don't talk about this stat more, because I'm the only one that raises this stat. I'm going to tell you a stat, guys, that maybe you've not heard. Out of the top 50 Champions League goal scorers of all time, only one player has a goal per game ratio of a goal more than games. Do you know who that is?
Is it Mbappe?
Nope, it's not Mbappe.
Is it
that guy is trash, actually.
Is it Gerd Muller?
No, it's not.
Is it Harold Kane?
Oh, no chance.
I've no idea who it could be.
Well, let me tell you who it is, mate. It is indeed Mr. Erling Haaland. Do you know that? It's crazy, mate. It's crazy, bro. This guy's a freak. This guy's a freak of nature. He's got another hat trick. This guy's absolutely slamming again. Yeah, look at this, guys. Look at these numbers, mate. Look at these numbers. It's an absolute disgrace here. The only player on the list. Look at Messi, mate, down here, 0.79. What is this? This is disgusting, mate. Yeah. What else we got on here? Lewandowski. Look at Ronaldo's, mate. Horrendous.
Dusted.
Yeah. Look at all these. Look at this, guys. Oh, 0.66. Ugh. Absolutely horrendous. And then you get to down here, right? He's nearly doubling these. I mean,
Big up Aguero though. Big up
We will,
Aguero.
yeah, big up Aguero, man. Injuries. Yeah, that's injuries, guys. Injuries. I mean, look at this guy. It's 0.52. How did Gabriel Jesus have a same ratio as
Sample
Sergio Aguero?
rate, because he's played 17 less games, doesn't count.
Yeah, also gets dropped for knockout games. These are all group stages.
Yeah,
group
yeah.
stages.
He plays Noah FC in Copenhagen and all them, man.
Facts. Let's have a look at some other ones. Edison Cavani, he's an elite striker, and 0.5. Shevchenko, 0.48. Henri, guys, the guy that apparently is the best player that's ever played in the Premier League, 0.45.
Not even a goal every other game.
Shambolic stats, mate. Yeah, and there's only one at the top of this list, 1.05. Although, to be fair, there's a reason I keep on saying it. He needs a hat trick real soon, yeah, because otherwise this could be going under one soon. If he has a couple of games,
I was just saying, if you just do it by like goals, and it was like number 19, so like then how close is he to like getting into the top 10, for instance?
Oh, he'll do that this season.
So what's he on now? Was it 41?
Yeah, and he needs to get to 51. So he's on 41 goals, top 10, 48.
Right. So
he'll do that this year.
8 goals, did we say?
Yeah, he needs 7 to join him.
Yeah, and there's even more games in the Champions League this year. He should do that He should do that.
He got 11. He got 11 in the first season, I think, and then I think he got 8 last year.
I think he can get 10 this year, especially because again we've got more games. It depends on which games he plays, obviously, and how deep we go. I reckon he can get 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. I'd be very, very disappointed and very, very shocked if Erling Haaland's not in the top 10 Champions League goal scorers by the end of the season. And then if you look at it, then say he gets 8 goals, right? That puts him to 49. So that puts him joint with Alfredo Di Stefano, yeah. With 9, yeah. That means next season, if he gets another 8, he'll be on what, 57. He'll be 6th. He'll be 6th.
Yeah.
57. Season after, he'll be 5th, and then obviously he'll probably have to do a couple more years. Basically, in about 5 years, he'll be 3rd. In fact, that's mad actually, because in 6 years, on the current projection, in 6 years, he's going to become the Premier League record goal scorer above Alan Shearer. So in 6 years, it's likely that he'll become the Premier League top goal scorer if he stays at City, and he'll become 3rd on the all-time goals list of Champions League. So that in 2020, basically what I'm saying is, 2029, 2030, guys, it's going to be a big year for Erling Haaland. That's the year that he breaks mad.
Lock that on your calendars, guys.
Lock that on your calendars. And then as well, that's like 6 years. What is it? He'll only be 30.
Yeah.
He's only be 30 years old. Let's be honest, yeah. If Haaland continues here, Lewandowski's like 36.
Yeah, and he's still going in the Champions League, doing bits.
He's still going.
So,
yeah. Let's be real. It's likely that if Haaland avoids major injuries and stays fit and stays at like City, or even if he leaves, goes to a club that stays in like far competition in the Champions League, he's likely to become the record goal scorer in the Champions League and the record goal scorer in the Premier League. And it's not even like a debate. Like, the numbers are there for you in black and white. He's going to do it if he stays fit and stays at City, or he goes to Real Madrid or something. As long as he doesn't go to like PSG, or go Saudi or some shit like that, then he'll be fine. He'll break all the records, which is absolutely insane. Let's see what you guys are saying. He needs to stay in a top team. Yeah, well, hopefully he stays at City, innit? Because then he can get that Premier League title, Premier League one as well. Obviously, Kane was close, but he decided to leave because he wanted to win a trophy.
Yeah, he'll always stay in top teams. He's surrounded by very clever people who know what's the best decision, the best career path for him. I think he'll make the correct decisions there. Yeah,
facts. Big up to Alfie, becoming a new member on the channel as well. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Big up to all the members as well, man. I appreciate all the support. If you're not a member, the link's in the description, pinned comment, and there's a button that says join if you want to support me on the channel. Massively appreciate all the support with the new members recently. Big up to Alfie. Says, who do you think Pep's 3 favourite players are? I'd say Bernardo, Foden, Rodri.
Really? I think that Haaland's his favourite.
The thing is about, the thing is about Haaland, is that like sometimes he pisses me off, Pep, right? Because he goes, when he's just got a hat trick, an amazing hat trick, right? And the journalists will say, oh, like, talk to me about Haaland, and they'll go, Messi's the best player ever. I'm like, will you stop talking? Listen, I love Messi. I think he's the GOAT. Why you always speak about him, man? Do you know what I mean? Now, to be fair, he didn't do that on Saturday. He actually bigged up Haaland and was like, this guy's a freak. He's not normal. But, like, so many times someone will say, like, oh, talk to you about Haaland. This guy's amazing. He'll be like, Messi's the best player of all time. I'm like, shut up, bro. Big up my own players, please.
I just think Haaland because he obviously had 2 years without a proper striker, and he obviously knows that scoring goals is the way to win games. That sounds really obvious, but you know what I mean. Like he knows it's Haaland who's winning him the game. So I just feel like that's probably his favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's I don't know. It's a difficult question, Alfie. I'll be interested to know what you think.
It's a good question. I like it. I like it, that question.
Nunes.
He loves Lewis as well. Like,
he does love
clear,
Lewis.
like he adores Lewis. I think it's because he can do anything. So he loves players where he can just plop them and like they just do it and they just get on with it. I think that's why he loves Bernard. I think Bernardo's probably up there as well in terms of his favorites, because again, you can play him anywhere, or you have been able to play him anywhere in recent years.
Yeah, 100%. He loves Rico Lewis, man. Rico Lewis, because like you say, he can do anything. I mean, people are comparing him now to Philip Lahm. You know what I mean? Like, this is what Pep said about Rico Lewis. He says, Rico has an incredible ability. He's always free. When his teammates has the ball, I don't know what he does. He's alone. He's a good defender. Bro, I literally say this, on the streams. When I know I'm doing my watch-alongs, right? I'm pretty sure you'll be the same. I just keep saying Rico Lewis, because he's always on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how is this guy just on the ball everywhere? Right back, he's on the ball. CDM is on the ball. Right midfield, he's on the ball. Right attacking midfield is on the ball. Centre attacking midfield is on the ball. Like, bro's just everywhere. It's insane. He ain't normal. And I did a video on him saying he's a freak. He's a freak. But, you know what I mean? He's a freak, guys.
He's wonderful. Yeah. And the fact he's a local lad who came through the academy, it's just like the extra cherry on top as well. It's just, it's so nice that what we might see, is like two starters from the academy this season, like consistently. Because I know Lewis didn't get as many games last season as he may have wanted, but in terms of our best 11, we might be looking at the end of the season going, yeah, 2 local lads from the academy are in the starting 11, which is amazing. I feel like that hasn't been done in the Premier League in a while, where 2 starters have been in it.
Yeah,
I feel like
it is actually crazy. Yeah, our academy is crazy, man. It's churning out absolute top level ballers. You know what I mean? And even the ones that we don't play are being sold for mad cash because they're so good. That's the truth, man. That is actually the truth. Philip Lahm could never have a Barnet like Rico does.
Good point.
It's he tried to do that with Zabaleta in the first year. Do you remember?
What tried to invert him?
Yeah.
Yeah, first game against Sunderland, I remember I was there at the Etihad. He tried to do it to Clichy and Zabaleta. He tried to play like a back 2 and inverted both fullbacks. I was like, you are not at Bayern anymore. We do not have the capacity for this. We don't have the fullbacks for this. Our fullbacks are all over 50 years old.
Yeah. That was crazy times when we had a 35-year-old Zabaleta inverted into the DM position. We had Alexander Kolarov.
Clichy, Sanya.
Yeah, that was that wasn't ideal. But listen, it was good. Bailey, man, factual information. I'm telling you guys, how many times have I told you guys, Vincent Kompany, next Manchester City manager? Yeah, you need to get with the times, man. Some of you guys are too soft. Oh, but LB, what about if he doesn't do well and it ruins his legacy? Nah, it's not going to ruin his legacy, man. Trust me, this guy is a top manager. Promise you, he is. He's gonna smash it. We'll do some watch-alongs this year. We're gonna do some watch-alongs this year, man, and we can analyze. But I think he's gonna smash it at Bayern. I really, really do. I think the problem is at Burnley. You know what it is, yeah? He needs good players to implement his system.
Yes.
And he didn't have that at Burnley. He had decent players, but he didn't have good players. He needs good play. He also didn't have a striker, which was a major, major mistake from him and the transfer board at Burnley. He needed that striker to put the ball in the back of the net. But, it's, at the end of the day, yeah, you need real intelligent players, and he's got that now at Bayern Munich, and I think he's going to do well. Going to do well. Yeah. So
totally agree. Yeah. Sometimes it's not fair to judge managers because they try to play expansive football and the players, as you say, just quite simply aren't good enough for it. I'm sure he'll do really well.
LB, you said Dimichelis. Right, I'm just putting it out there, yeah. Transfermarkt told me that statistically, Dimichelis was the best manager that River Plate had ever had in the last 40 years, and then he got fired. Do we know why that happened?
They just couldn't handle his vibes.
I don't know what was going on there, man. Listen.
His head, I tell you what, his head was turned because he was tuning into your stream. His head was turned when you said that. It was like, maybe I could be a City manager. And then from there, it all went downhill because
the pressure.
Exactly.
I actually don't know what happened. River fans hated Dimichelis. Why? His stats had the best. I literally went on, Transfermarkt data. Right? I looked at all the stats. He was statistically, points per game, he was the best manager River played out in the last 40 years. Now, maybe Transfermarkt's not right. I don't know. But I was just like, I thought the guy was absolutely slamming it. You know what I mean? Also, where are all the River Plate matches? I want to do a River Plate watch along. I'm checking it all and they're not playing. What's going on? Also, why is Echeverri being benched for Argentina under 21s? What's going on? Yeah, got serious problems.
It's not good enough.
It's a ridiculous situation. Anyway, crazy. Final question before we leave. If Vincent Kompany does become the next Manchester City manager, you can tell it's international break, by the way. If Vincent Kompany does become the next Manchester City manager, and he slams it, does he get another statue at the stadium? Do we upgrade his current statue? What do we do?
Maybe like a statue of him and Foden, because he'll be managing Foden, won't he? And he'll like win Ballon d'Or or whatever. So something like that. Oh my god, Kompany, and either side him, Phil Foden and Rico Lewis. Yes.
Semi-synthetic psychedelic. Please, that's a complicated name, man. Says make it gold. Yeah, like gold plated. Yeah, I'm ready for that. Jay says sell Foden to Madrid, I say. I think they've got enough midfielders, to be fair. I don't think they need any more. Right, cool. There we go. I'm going to wrap up because I've got to go. I'm on another channel now. Football 12-Man podcast, and Nobbins is on another channel as well. So, we'll keep it cooking. We'll keep it moving. Big up to everyone in the building. Make sure you guys are smashing up the likes. Big up to Alfie as well for becoming a new member. Amar with the member chat. Nevans, Mohammed, Andrew Riley, and Alfie as well with the donation. Appreciate you guys. I'm going on the Football 12-Man podcast. Nobbins, what are you doing?
I'm going on to Hassam's channel, but in the week, I will be doing an analysis video of the West Ham game. And I'll also be doing, I think, if I have the time to, also the Arsenal-Brighton game, because I actually thought that in the first half, I thought Brighton were quite good, to be honest. So I'll be discussing that.
I'm looking forward to this, because I've already said I think you should be doing more tactical analysis of other teams. I think that's your real niche, bro. So I'm going to be looking forward to that one.
Big up.
But yeah, guys, make sure you smash a like. Give us your comments in the comment section below. Should Phil Foden be sold? Should Phil Foden be freed? See you later, guys.